Okay, so there's actually one more thing that is genuinely infuriating about the Depp Heard trial. So the whole reason why we even had the trial, like the American trial in the first place, was because Johnny Depp was suing Amber Heard about what she had said in this op-ed for the Washington Post, where I spoke up against such sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. And the problem that started everything was these two sentences right here. Then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. Which, Gurley wasn't wrong, but that's a whole other conversation, as I'm about to get into. So, the whole premise of the US trial is, did Amber Heard slander or libel Johnny Depp when she said that about becoming a symbol for domestic abuse? I mean, I would say no because she's telling the truth. But even if you think that she is the dirtiest liar to ever lie her way across liar land, if you think that she regularly shits in beds and blames their incontinent dogs for it, either way, she still should have won this lawsuit. Because at the end of the day, these two sentences were true. Because regardless of the truth of the events, of what happened behind closed doors, she still had to file a restraining order against her now ex husband and became a public figure representing domestic abuse. And she goes on to say, she had done this campaign for a fashion brand and they dropped her. Was she going to be able to keep her role in Aquaman? Like all these different things. And she says, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse. Which, she's right. She's just right. So this op-ed was true. It doesn't it doesn't matter what actually transpired. What matters is that what she said in this op-ed is the truth. She became a figure representing domestic violence. She was maligned in the press for it, continues to be maligned in the press for it, and eventually was driven out of the country thanks to the court of public opinion. She's even more right than she thought she was 5 years ago. So by any amount of logic that you use, even if you believe Johnny Depp, she still should have won. Because it wasn't meant to be a case about whether Amber Heard did everything that Johnny Depp had accused her of, whether he had been abused by her, or even whether she had been abused by him. It was, are these two sentences true? And they are. And they became even more true the way that she was maligned in the press because of the way that, the relentless bot campaign and like the internet commentators and all of that, they changed the framing of this case. And keep in mind, the jury wasn't sequestered or anything. So it wasn't even like we can claim that they weren't exposed to this kind of rhetoric. They made it seem like it wasn't about this article at all. It was actually about, all the lies that she told and, free Johnny Depp, he didn't do anything wrong, whatever. It's just, are these words true? Then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. Is that true? It is. Why did she lose?